Hello and welcome to the STC. This is Jose speaking to you today. We have Eckhart in the grid. So I will be your commentator, or mostly I will be with you during the race because most of the time I think it's better you enjoy the sound of the engines. We have Mikko Korkiakoski for Flatout Racing on P1. Let's do a quick rundown of the top 10. We have Robin Johanson in P2. We have Gregory Degreef in P3. Alexandre Caetano in P4. Ben Tusting P5. Nathan Eljo P6. Boss Johanson P7. Jesper Taulborg P8. Dino Paolini P9. And Martijn Van Bommel P10. Let's go back to the top of the grid for the start of the race. We don't want to miss it. They are on the Mercedes Arena now, exiting. And I think Mikko is about to launch the race. Yes, now accelerating in the start-finish line, and here they go. Let's see the movement of Gregory in the first corner, because it's a bit tricky. Now everything went okay, pretty clean in the front of the pack in this first corner. Lots of movements here in this first hairpin. You know, this is the last the actual layout from Hockenheim, without the old part in the forest and with the two hairpins. We see some troubles in the back of the pack, but pretty much a clean start of the race.
Andreas, Helgen. So, Jose Robin is pushing a lot on Mikko. Looks like he could do the move anytime. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems so. It seems he's a bit faster now at this moment. I don't know about the track conditions, if it's damp or if it's wet, because we don't have anybody there at the track. I know you are watching it on TV, David. So
yeah, I could not travel to Germany this time, Jose.
Yeah, usually the the Corvettes seems to adapt better to wet track than the Koenigsegg, right? It's what we see in the last races. And in this track, with the power of the Corvette and so many long straights and hairpins, there will be good overtaking opportunities. So it can be interesting.
Yeah. I think so. I received some information from the Flatout box. They say the track is damp right now, unless this is what their meteo information says.
Okay. So let's see the evolution, if it goes from damp to dry during the race, or if it rains in some part the race. Because the weather forecast was not rain, was kind of damp, sunny, change in weather variable. So.
Well, this is October, it's Germany, Jose.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, the leaders are not so close now. Let's go to see what's happening in P5 and 6, because it seems that there is quite a lot of action there. Well, we see Gregory Degreef that already did a great race in the last one, and let's see how he performs today. Troubles here for we barely catch it. Problems for Nathan Edjo and the cars in P5 and 6. It seems they touched. They went to the gravel, but we don't really know what happened. The field is really close here.
Yeah, it is just a very intense racing.
I wonder if the second TBR car was involved in the previous accident, David. I don't remember. Did you see the cars? One was, of course, one Flatout Club, but the other one, I'm not sure which car it was.
Couldn't tell, Jose. I was not checking that part of the race at this moment. Because where is this TBR car right now?
The TBR car is now in P8. Problems for Lane Lasky there. Not sure if he lost the car or he received a touch. What do you think?
Well, I think he was a bit on the extra curb, the anti-cutting curb. and it is very high, so possibly that was the reason.
Okay.
Yeah, now I see we have Gregory Degreef P4 and Andreas Löffler P7, so, well, not sure if one of the TBR cars was involved on the hit, but they are in good positions right now.
Yes. Now we see the two guys in trouble are pretty much together now, with Bosse Johansson following them. This is a good place to overtake if you have a better exit here. I think Bosse had to brake, that made him lose time. And yeah, we have lost one car now. I don't know what happened, but definitely we lost one of the cars.
Are you sure, Jose?
Yes, because I see when Bosse Johansson crossed the start-finish line, went from P12 to P11, and that can only mean somebody was in the pits. And then I see the yellow text line warning for that, but I couldn't read who was. So let's make a rundown from here, because we did not show the cars at the start. In P11 we have Bosse Johansson, P12 is Christian Mancini, P13 is Reggie Blaine, P14 is Dino Paolini from Waterloo, P15 is Ronnie Van Roy from Flying Dutchman Development, P16 Bjorn de Haas, or well-known Bjorn, also with Flying Dutchman Development, P16 Bruno Sousa Ferreira for Waterloo as well, P18 Collis Strom, I guess I pronounce it in an acceptable way. P19 is Pierre Acterius, crossing the start-finish line now. P20 David Clark, he has had to have some trouble probably. P21 Francesco Bercesi, maybe, it's F Bercesi. And in P22 Rocco Migliorino.
Could be Flavio.
Or Flavio, yeah.
Or Fernando.
Or Fernando, yeah, exactly. And I don't know why the two Corson line cars are in the last positions, because, well, I'm habituated to see them at least in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, possibly they were not expecting this weather. They have been training for dry. Probably.
And we see Eckhart here in P23 having some trouble with the rear of his car. We really miss you, Eckhart. We will forbid you to drive, actually.
Yes. Anyway,
he's the last one in the race.
He could be commentating instead of being position 23. Don't you think?
We can install a television in his car, so he can race and commentate at the same time.
Yeah.
So we have Mikko Korkiakoski still in P1 with Bosse Johanson in P2, and they are pretty much in the same distance they were when we left him.
Pantalla. Voy a actualizarlo, a ver.
Mikko and Robin pretty much in the same pace, with Ben Tusting, I think, closing in. This will be a great result for Flatout Racing, reigning champions and two-time champions now. They just got the header of the website updated this week, like they deserve it. But, we are having tough problems in STC. We are not people enough. So we are really sorry for the delay updating that. It's true that they really deserve to have that header in their honor.
Yes, well, when when there are that little team working on everything, it depends a lot on your life. If you have the time or you don't have the time, or if you have the aim or you don't. So. But yeah, some help is needed, so we accept offers.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't pay. You possibly won't have sex in exchange, but some help is welcome.
So we see Gregory in P4 with the 4GT. With this universal skin or space skin
made by our teammate Witch Visor.
And he's having quite a quiet race, I think. I can see the FDR cars in the back. Martijn Van Bommel
Yeah. Gregory is like 4 seconds ahead, Jose, of Martin. 3.5 ahead of Martin, and he's 11 seconds behind Ben Tusting.
And Jesper is right behind him, and this ABR car is a lap down, or it's in the same lap, David? Can you tell me that?
Yeah, he's in the same lap. It's Alexandre Caetano, P7. They are fighting for position, so it could be a nice fight.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Even so, Andreas Löffler coming at the back.
I see him going out of the track, I think. Or no?
Yeah. I am a bit delayed.
Yeah, this is a nice fight, actually. And I think Alexandre is a bit faster than Jesper. I see he's looking for a place to pass with his Salin and not Mosler. Or is this a Mosler? I don't know. We always have that problem. Yeah, it's no, it's a car, the one that wants to see Moslers everywhere.
Yeah. The problem in Hockenheim is that it looks like you can overtake in almost every corner, but it is not like that in the real thing. There are only maybe 2-3 corners where you can clearly overtake if you are close to the car ahead, but you need to be really close and you have to exit with a good speed from the previous corner.
Yes, and if you make a mistake and you have a bad exit from a corner, it's probable you will lose a lot of time. For example, now Alexandre made a good move on Jesper, but if instead the second hairpin was the first one, Jesper could probably
recover.
Yeah, exactly.
Recover the position back.
Yeah.
After this corner. Yeah, possibly. I am a bit surprised of the good pace the Salin is having. It is a very powerful car, and Hockenheim is possibly not the best circuit for it. I would have said that Paul Ricard was better than Hockenheim.
Yeah, well, the actual Hockenheim has kind of two different parts, because this first part, the new part they made with the 2 long straights and the 2 hairpins, is not you need traction going out of the corners, but it's not really twitchy. It's twitchy, the word. Sometimes I feel like I'm inventing words in English.
Well, and what's wrong with that? I mean,
no,
twitchy, if it exists, it's a nice word, but if it doesn't exist, it is a very nice word as well.
Yeah. Yes. But
better than that. You can give it the sense you want because it's invented.
Yeah. Okay. For me, twitchy from today, it means when you have like S corners one after another. That is twitchy for me.
Then they are approaching a twitchy combination of corners.
Exactly. Could be good if somebody can poke us and tell us if that word exists, so I know if I can use it or not in the future.
I will go to Google Translator. I can't wait.
Oh, and Gregory really having to control the car there. He's 1 second slower than the best lap now. And like I said before, we can see Ben Tusting is closing in Johanson. I have the impression that he was faster, and he, of course, he was. I think in 1 lap he will be in overtaking distance, if not before. on the other hand, loss of traction there. On the other hand, I think Johanson and Mikko Korkiakoski are pretty much on the same distance. So this means is Ben having a better pace.
Jose, I am right now at Google Translator. I have been looking for Twitchy, and it says a combination of corners in S after an hairpin. So yes, you.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I was really precise. Perfect. And Alexandre Caetano is catching the other FDR car now. He overtook Jesper before and now is closing the gap with... he went very wide there. Oh, and we lost Eckhart. We've lost Eckhart.
No.
I don't know if he had an accident or he had a hardware problem. But he's no longer in the race. That's a pity. But I hope he realizes he can enter TeamSpeak and commentate with us. Will be good. Anyway, I think it's time for the first rundown of the race. We have Mikko Korkiakoski in P1. We have Johanson in P2, we have Ben Tusting in P3, we have Gregory Degreef in P4, we have let's see,
Martijn
Van Bommel.
Yeah.
Oh, and a course car.
Well,
he did well. He went into the grass.
Of course, online. It was
yes.
An Audi. It was possibly. Can't tell who it was.
Yeah. Anyway, we have Martijn Van Bommel in P5, Alexandre Caetano in P6, closer now, quite closer.
I have some information from Georgios Tabakos from Waterblue Racing. He's saying me that the track is getting grippier in some parts, so it looks like it's getting dry and dry.
Okay. We see Jesper Taulborg in P7, Andreas Löffler in P8, Kane Lasky in P9. He suffered some problems before in the last corner, but now he's back in his pace. We have Nathan Eljo in P10, about to finish the first sector, sliding a little bit there. We have Bosse Johanson in P11 and a close group of cars here. Christian Mantini in P12 for ABRacing. Reggie Blaine in P13 for Torrent Motorsports. Dino Paolini about to overtake if he powers out with better traction there. Let's see. No, he can make it here because it was the second hairpin and not the first one. Going into Mercedes Arena now. P15 Bruno Sousa Ferreira, the other Waterblue Racing. P16 Ronnie Van Roy from Flying Dutchman Development, senior team with the Audis. In P17 is Per Acterius for Gubblubben UD. P18 Bjorn de Haas, Flying Dutchman Development as well. So we have a fight of junior teams here. Same for David Clark, Flatout Club. P20, Collis Storm, Gubblubben, Judy. P21, Francesco or Fernando or F. Berchesi for Course Online. And P22, Rocco Migliorino. I wonder what happened to Course today. And that's all the grid. When Mikko, it's obviously further now than before from the following car, and that's good for Flatout Racing because Mikko is not the one that uses to make mistakes. So this gap can be more than enough for him. What do you think, David?
Well, let's see. We have to wait. I would say we are not even in the half of the race. So, but yeah, it could be a good gap. I think the second set of tires could set the difference in the second extension 7. We have to wait.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes, of course. And also the weather, I don't know if it stays like this or if it starts to rain. That can change things a lot. But I think the teams will be really conservative when changing to rain tires, because some of them had bad experience in the past with that.
Yeah, of course.
What I see is Ben Tusting seems to be closing the gap quite fast. Look, the distance in the start of this lap when they were in the first hairpin, and look now, he's in less than a second now. And if he does a good first corner, he can be very, very close at the end of the long straight.
Yes, of course.
But this means Ben is doing great laps, fast laps, because Robin Johanson is not losing too much ground with Mikko. So it's not that he's in a bad pace. It's more like Ben is maybe going even faster than Mikko. Can you check that in the live timing?
Yeah. Well, at the moment, the last lap of both, Mikko was faster, but both flat-out cars have been faster than Robin Johanson. 4 tenths of a second. So possibly Mikko will open a bit of the gap, and Ben, as we can see, is approaching very fast. The curious thing is that the fastest lap, Robin Johanson is faster than Mikko and Ben Tusting in the overall fastest lap. But I would say the tires in the Corvette are a bit gone.
Yes, yeah, maybe. And he's having problems in this twitchy part of the track. I see Tusting lines being cleaner now. The Corvette is really a difficult car to drive here.
Yeah, and the tire consumption used to be really high because it's quite powerful.
Yes.
It's quite demanding.
Yeah, look how he slides on the exit of the corners. And not sure, but I think they are approaching lap cars now. I had the impression. Yes, in fact, Mikko is about to lap now. Let's take a look to this lapping maneuver from Mikko. Let's see if he loses time or...
Yeah, he have a couple of cars ahead. I think it's course online.
Yeah, we see the distance in the back.
It's a Gubblubben underdogs, and the first car he will lap, and then it comes a course online car.
Yeah, this one was very clean. No trouble at all.
Easy on the straight.
Yeah, and all depends on where he. He will probably catch him in the Mercedes Arena, I think. So that won't be good for Mikko. Will be much better to catch him in these straights, but won't be possible. Or maybe the distance is enough to make him lap in the start-finish line.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think he will catch. Yeah, he will catch him in the Mercedes Arena, but I don't think he will lap the course car in there. He will have to wait.
Oh, a slide from Robin there.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
He lost time, and now is really defending from Ben.
Yeah, but Robin got a bit faster.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but Mikko lost the front splitter when lapping the car. Did you see the course online car going into the barriers?
Honestly,
no?
I was checking Robin and Ben. Maybe we can get some information from Flatout. Can't really tell you what happened, but of course Mikko is paying for it. For not having a front splitter, he's going really slow now.
Yes. It seems I will, if somebody from Flatout wants to enter the channel and explain us what Mikko says about the accident, just pokes us, please.
I am asking Mike right now.
And it seems still without a front splitter, Mikko is battling Robin Johanson, and that of course is good for his teammate. But he made the pass now, Robin. So I wonder if Mikko is entering. He will probably repair and doing the scheduled stop at the same time.
We are in the half of the race, more or less, I would say, maybe a bit before the half of the race. Still waiting for some information coming from Flatout.
What we could see, not all the move, but what happened was the Mikko and the course online car, they collide, and the course online went into the barriers at the end of the start-finish straight, and Mikko could continue on track, but he lost the front splitter. That's why he had to repair.
Yeah.
He will exit in P13 or 14. Well, it will depend. On the traffic, I see blue and green lights in the pit exit, and yes, he will exit the pits just after the water blue racing car. No, before, because he has the inside now, and yeah, he managed to. This can be important for him because they will be fighting for position otherwise. He just exited in front of Bruno Sousa Ferreira. Let's take a look how the rest of the field is. P14, Bruno Sousa Ferreira, as I said. Very Acterius in P15 for Gubblubben under dogs.
That Mikko already made a pit stop, so he will be on fresh tires, and maybe it was not that bad after all.
Yeah, but I'm sure he lost quite a lot of time with the repairs, and I don't know if his car is totally okay, but it's Mikko. I'm sure he will be fast anyway. P16 for Bjorn, P17 is David Clark, P18 is Dino Paolini, the guy that made 5th, I think, in the first race of the season. And he's about to overtake now. But it's a lap down. Okay. Well, P19 is Collis Strom, sorry, for Gubblubben underdogs. P20 is Ronnie Van Rooij, Flying Dutchman Development. P21 is F. Berchesi. And in P22 we have Rocco Migliorino, the car that suffered the contact with Mikko, and it's out of the race when we see a water blue racing car going out of the pits. When we see Ben Tusting in P1 followed really close from Dino Paolini, and the gap between Tusting and Robin Johanson now it's quite big. Tusting was being faster, and if you add to that the time Johanson lose with Korkiakoski when Korkiakoski had no front splitter, it explains a lot on the situation now on the top of the field. And Robin Johanson is entering the pits now for his pit stop. He was losing time with Ben Tusting and decided to do the first pit stop now. And let's see where he exits and the difference with Korkiakoski. Let's see if Korkiakoski could cut the gap. The time he lost when he had to repair, and also an FDR car into the pits now. Quite fast pit stop for Robin Johanson.
Yeah.
He will exit in P7 after one torrent car, and
while Ben Tusting is still on track, so maybe it could be a good choice for Robin to get new tires now.
Yeah. And we see Reggie Blaine in P.
And I got... okay. Yeah, maybe it's an internet fail.
So here you see Gregory Degreef trying to lap cars. Into the...
Knock, knock, knock.
Hey, hello Eckhart.
Can I come in?
Of course you can. It's your home.
Well, should have been Hockenheim today, but something went wrong with my line and I was thrown out of the race. I was first thrown into the wall. Don't know what happened. All of a sudden, on the straight, my car headed to the right, and I was into the wall. Then I had to go for repairs. I was a lap down to everybody, but I was still following the last guys. I had about their pace. And then all of a sudden, everybody else was gone, and that was the end of my game.
Too bad. But
just give me a quick update of what's going on here in Hockenheim. I was so concentrated in these slippery conditions. I was so much concentrating just on staying on the race stuff. What has happened so far? Who's leading the race? I have no idea.
Well, it's Ben Tusting leading the race, followed by Robin Johanson. And we see contact now between Gregory Degreef and Alexandre Caetano. Alexandre actually overtook Gregory.
Yep, I just saw it too.
And well, let's do a total rundown. So you get in contact with what's happening in the race, Eckhart.
What about Mikko? I mean, Mikko was right at the pole, wasn't he? I mean, and he was leading the first 1 or 2 laps. The last time my eye strayed to the top left-hand corner of my screen. Mikko was up in the lead, and now he's down to 5. What happened?
He had contact with a course online car in the first corner when trying to lap. So
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I have some news about that, at least from the Flatout Racing side. Mike
Okay.
Simeon explained to me that the Corson line braked when Mikko was not expecting it, so could not avoid the
dear.
hit.
Yep. Oh, very, very bad. Especially in these slippery conditions, it's really difficult to totally stay in control.
yes,
What's
and
going on? Oh yeah, so he hit the car and then he obviously had to go in for repairs, I gather, because he's really down a lot.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we see a contact now between Martijn Van Bommel and I think it's Kane Lasky. Yeah, we have a interesting battle for P3, 4, 5, and 6 now. Some cars
Okay.
have pit in and some doesn't, and
All right.
actually it's Kane Lasky is holding Jesper Taulborg a bit now in the Mercedes Arena, and
Right.
Korkiakoski is trying to overtake the other FDR car for P3. Korkiakoski made one pit stop, the same when he repaired, but I'm not sure about. Yeah, I think the FDR car was also on pit, so they are actually fighting for position, and now they are lapping a Flatout Club car without any trouble. He did great.
Oh yes,
to
it
let
took a
them pass.
very wide line indeed.
Yeah. So yeah, but basically it's Korkiakoski trying to pass Martijn Van Bommel now. And,
It definitely is, and that Torrent car in the back, as I don't know if he's really stopped or so, he was really off the track there in the back, and I just noticed that. And I'm following, I have to leave the server of course, and I'm following the live screening here. Now Korkiakoski touches Van Bommel here as they both accelerate out of the hairpin, and I think he has a little advantage now. If he can just stick to his guns now. He does, let's hope. Oh, they touched, but just barely, and Martijn Van Bommel, he relents. He lets Korkiakoski slip past, and that was some very close fighting here, and Korkiakoski is now up to position number 3, and I suppose when I went in for repairs, I had the obviously the front splitter was off. That took a lot of time, something like 30-35 seconds. I was really surprised. I haven't had that repair for ages. And how long did Korkiakoski stay in the pits?
Yeah, around 1 minute. Around 1 minute probably.
Oh dear. So that must have been 40 seconds of repairs and 20 seconds for new fuel, and then also he must have added fresh tires somewhere along the way. So yeah, let's hope it was only that one pit. But here's race leader Robin Johansson, and he was second on the grid, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, and I'm not sure why he is now on P1 and Tusting in P2, because it was the other way around. And
oh dear, and we didn't
both
catch it because I was keeping you occupied. Sorry. So it's Robin Johansson here, leading at Hockenheim, which would of course be very interesting also for the overall table, wouldn't it? Because Gubblubben, they are pretty well positioned in the table, but not quite at the position where they would like to be, and this would obviously put them, well, not maybe ahead of Flatout, but well within striking distance. It's Ben Tusting in position number 2. There must have been some problem, as we just explained, somewhere along the line, and so that is... we must come to that later on then, and maybe also Mike Simeon can get back to us and explain again to us what happened to one of the Flatout guys here on track, because obviously we didn't catch that one. Yes, track is it's damp, it's rather slippery really, and you really have to concentrate very, very, very hard, and in front of every turn. And I, for one, I lowered the brake pressure quite a lot. That was the only thing I changed in my setup. I used the original dry setup and then lowered the brake pressure. It was fine. I was really enjoying myself. I was way in the back, of course, with the course online players and with one of the Flatout guys who was obviously had some problem in qualification, had to start from right way at the back. And it says here Mike Simeon just sent me a message, and Ben missed his pit box, and Stews are talking about a penalty for reversing in the pit lane. Oh dear, he overshot his pit box, and that is the gap, that explains the gap that we see here. So that's something that I did better tonight than a Flatout player. That's about the only thing, because I hit my pit box straight on. Anyway, it's Mikko Korkiakoski here, lapping one of the Flying Dutchman development players and guy, and then he's still being followed by both of the Flying Dutchman racing guys who are at the top of the table point-wise, and they well advised to stay as close as they can to Korkiakoski, because Flatout now have one guy in 2, one guy in 3, will give them a lot of points, whereas Flying Dutchman have one guy in 4 and one guy in 5. There's a bit of rain here. It wasn't raining when I was on the track, and Jose, when did that rain start? Was it just now, the last minutes?
Yeah, I think in the last minutes. I don't have a weather forecast here, so not sure for how long. But I think now you can see the first spray from the cars, right?
Yep, definitely. There's a bit of spray. There used to be a bit of spray before, but just very, very little, and it's getting a bit more now, so obviously the track here is getting a bit wetter. This is Jesper Taulborg for Flying Dutchman Racing, and he used to be for Flying Canadian Racing last season, but he obviously switched the teams. And since Flying Canadian is no longer on the grid, he is now with Flying Dutchman and up here in 5. Alexandre Caetano of the ABRacing team from Portugal. That nice black and yellow design of that car that we keep forgetting the make of. I keep on getting it wrong.
It's a Celine car.
Thank you very much. It's a Celine. It's a long kind of design, and he had some trouble here in that turn, sliding a little, but managed to just put it off, and now he's onto that long straight, and don't know what happened to my game. At least when I was about here, the car all of a sudden went to the left-hand side and into the wall. Just nothing I could do out of the clear blue sky. So being the first sign of my connection having some serious trouble there. All right, so good result here for ABRacing. And did I see that right, Jose, that at the start we didn't have a pace car?
Yes, that's right. Was Korkiakoski leading the start this time, because the pace car didn't want it to start.
Oh dear. I was quite surprised, and then I was actually gaining 1 or 2 positions at the start, and then I had to I didn't quite know if the race was already open or not, so I basically handed them back. I should have stuck them out, really. I wasn't quite sure the first 1 or 2 turns were we actually racing or not, because everybody was going very, very carefully, because nobody was quite sure whether we were racing, I think. I didn't see anything like a green flag, any sign at the top of the screen there telling me that the race was on. And so, but that was also my damaged line there, that David gave the information to everybody else, and it just was me who didn't get the information. Have we seen any stop and go penalties so far? Because that T1 is awfully tricky. There's parts of the track where if you go off, it's okay, and then just, very close to where it was just okay. If you go off, you get warned very sternly indeed, and it's just a matter of centimeters. So do we have stop and go so far? Anything you could notice?
Not really. We did not see anybody at the pits for a stop and go, but of course it's difficult to tell. And what I see is now the track has to be really wet, probably.
It really has to be, yes. We see Gregory Degreef here. He has some serious trouble lapping one of the Flying Dutchman development guys. The guy obviously lost his brake point quite badly and went into Degreef's Martech there at the hairpin, and definitely not on purpose, but that must have really annoyed Degreef. And now we're with 8th position, Andreas Löffler. It's his home race here at Hockenheim, of course, a German guy, Andreas, and he is also pretty close to Degreef, so we have both of the Black Rebels very close to each other here in the Martech Ford. On to position number 9 for Dino Paolini for Waterblue Racing in the Pagani Zonta. And I wonder if they will look at that. These all over the place, just trying to control his Zonta as he goes into the infield here at Hockenheim, which is very technical indeed, especially the approach to the last 1 or 2 turns. There's a little bump that you go over, and if it's wet and slippery, it's really dreadful. And so I wonder if any of the guys will go to wet tires. But I think after the last match, after the last outing, they will be very, very careful. Maybe this is again only one of these short showers.
Yes, yeah, I think they will be quite conservative in general. Well, maybe the ones that are at the back of the pack that has had nothing to lose, they can try.
Yeah, possible.
I just seen a Flying Dutchman development car in the pit lane. So
I have some
that could
information
apply.
from
David.
Zavakos from Waterblue Racing. He's telling me that it is almost ready for get the wet tires on the car, but it will depend on the car itself and in the track if it gets a little bit more wet.
Yep. And Nathan Aljo here, for example, of Flatout Club is actually going zigzagging down the straight. Maybe I think he's just testing on his wheel how much water there actually is on the track, or how much virtual water, and what he can still do to that Koenigsegg here. We saw him just now swerving left, right as he was approaching the hairpin, and obviously that was not because he was not under control, but I think he was just testing to see what was working. And then we see him sliding here, trying to stick to whatever line there is, and it must really be dreadful now. But I suppose everybody will be very, very careful changing to wet, because we had people actually losing the race last week just because they changed too early, and they might just stick it out here. Kane Leski, new name for Torrent Motorsports. That's the green version of their Gumpert Apollo. And he was the guy we saw earlier on when he was still hadn't done his pit stop, and he was in that position fighting for P5, 6 and 7. And now we see Nathan Aljo into the pits, and let's just hope for Flatout that it's not the same. And also there was a Gubblubben player going into the pits, and let's just hope that for Flatout it's not the same kind of problem as last time, that they pit too early. But they sent Nathan Aljo into the pits for the Flatout Club.
Pretty much everybody is pitting in.
Oh, are they? Bosse Johanson is in the pit. Christian Mancini moving into the pit for ABRacing. Yeah, at least the guys, as you said, I should say, at least the guys at the back of the grid, they pit now because they really don't have so much to lose. And the Bruno Sousa Ferreira stays out. And we have a very close exit by Nathan Aljo and by that Gubblubben player who I think is Bosse Johanson. And so Aljo is out just a wee little bit in front.
Guys, after the rundown, I would like to comment with you about the Air Factor 2 official trailer being released today.
So
Well then.
in P15 we have Christian Mancini. I think I've seen thunderstorms now, so it probably will continue raining.
Yep, I've seen a flash right now. Mancini in 15, and this should be, yes, it's a lapped guy of Gubblubben UD. And
Bacterius in 16.
Yep, another Gubblubben UD car here, Gumpert Apollo. And we see now that the track is really, really very, very wet indeed. When it starts showing these little puddles there, then you're really in trouble. Björn de Haas in 17 for the Flying Dutchman development. And I don't think he's fighting any of these guys for position who are right in front of him, because it's Per Acterius in 16, and then David Clark for Flatout Club in 18. That is definitely not his day today. And Ronnie van Rooij. Ronnie van Rooij, that's a new name for me, for Flying Dutchman development in P19. Should be about the last guy still running here for points. And how we envy you, the blue flaggers. We're both
It's
out.
been testing a bit, I think.
Thank you very much. Collis
I think I am not sure, Ricard, but
yeah, we'll watch it as Collis Ström moves past. It looks like it. Ström in 20, and we still have guys in 21. Senor F. Vereski. I haven't got his first name, I'm afraid, because I'm not prepared for commentary tonight. And now we have a new race leader. Now we have Alexandre Caetano out there leading the race for AB. They had the lead in the very first race of the season at Spa, so they are back in the lead here, but I suppose it's only because everybody else has already pitted, and Caetano is, well, trying to stay out as long as he possibly can.
Yes, but he has Robin Johanson very close with wet tires now, so...
Yep, he's really coming up to him very, very quickly. Look at that. So that should be just a matter of seconds, or Gaetano will pit before that. But I suppose that somewhere in the infield, Robin Johansson will move fast.
They touch now.
Bit of argy-bargy here in the infield.
Yes,
I suppose that Gaetano will pit.
Yeah, it's pitting in, yeah.
Okie dokie, and that leaves Robin Johansson in the position that he cherishes most, like every other guy here on the grid, of course. He is back in number 1, while Gaetano is moving into the pits. And that leaves Korkiakoski is in 3. And I wonder, we still have something like 30 minutes to go. I wonder if he'll be able to go all the way back up to position number 2, but let's wait and see. He's in 3 now, and Gaetano is not yet exiting the pits, so he has slipped by, and he is now in position number 2, and there he is, down from 1, but now he's in 2, and of course online player leaving a lot of space here for Mikko Korkiakoski to go past.
so, guys, Have you seen the R Factor 2 premiere?
Nope. Tell us all about it.
Well, it's a very nice trailer. It has been shown to the public by the Inside Sim Racing guys, and it's available in some racing news sites such as.
Yeah, but it will be at RD very soon.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say RD.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's up already. I haven't been to the page today. I was just doing lots of stuff during the day, as one is usual to do, and then just joined pretty late before the game night to be on the track and to fully concentrate on what was going on. And then it all came to naught. Anyway, what does David? What's the positive point about the R Factor 2 intro movie there, about the advertisement, and what's the negative point?
Well, you really can't make a conclusion from that trailer, but the images are very nice because they choose the Monaco and they choose the old 1960, 68, I think, Formula.
Like GP Legends.
Yeah, and well, there are a lot of little details you can take from that trailer. But well, I think it's better that everybody take a look on it when it's available and race department news.
And release date?
Sorry, Eckert?
Anything about a release date? A real solid date?
Not really. Just a trailer, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, that's better than nothing. And
Yeah,
while we're chatting here about R Factor 2, which is a sim that we would like to get our hands on to feature it here in the STC, we're still with Race On, with the GT Power extension. You can see it here as Dino Paolini is in the image, and that's one of the new rides from the GT Power expansion pack. That's the Zonta, whereas Kane Lasky features one of the original GTR Aero rides. That's the Gumpert Apollo, and also ABRacing shows one of the older cars. And but there's there's some of the new cars here on the grid, and so obviously people enjoy having a bit of a choice from time to time. And what are your ideas, David, about the future of Simbin, and will they ever produce a new game? I'm beginning to have serious doubts.
Well, I really know nothing about it, Eckert, but checking what they have done in the last years, in my opinion, they have lost a bit of their time releasing just new patches with very short content.
Yep.
Well, when they could have been improving the sim, because I think that the race series had a lot of space for improvement.
Oh, definitely.
And maybe with a bit of their work on that way, they would have not even needed to release a new title. The race series could have been a good game still. But
Yeah.
in my opinion, they have been in the wrong direction in the last years.
Yep, and while we're talking, the players are struggling. A couple of seconds ago, we saw Bruno Sousa Ferreira there in the Mercedes arena with some serious trouble there, but managed to just catch his Pagani Zonta before it went into the pit wall. Sorry, not into the pit wall, into the wall there. And Björn de Haas for Flying Dutchman development in the Audi. Should feel at home here. It's also produced in the south of Germany, but it's now into the infield, and David Clark in 17 for Game Racer Flatout Club. And very slowly he is moving up the grid, but he is moving up the grid. He's definitely moving in the right direction here. I don't think without much of a fight. I don't think it's just passing people while you're pitting, just passing people who have a little off somewhere, just passing people who actually maybe have a stop-and-go penalty because they were off the track somewhere for the third time running. And so there you are. Per Arcterius, he lost, suffered the same fate that I suffered tonight. He lost the line, if I understand that correctly from the forum, and last time in, what was that, Paul Ricard, and this time luckily he's on the grid all right, and he's running in 18 for Gubblubben UD, and I think both of these development teams, Gubblubben UD and also Flying Dutchman Development, they do a good job, don't they, bringing us fresh names. I always want to say fresh faces, but we don't know these guys' faces, do we? So fresh names and fresh people, it's always a good idea, isn't it, David, to have some new names on grid.
Yes, of course. It's always a good thing, and I think it makes the grid rich, you know. Having
it certainly does.
New faces always. Yeah.
Yep, I'm also one of the guys who's always looking, if the Formula 1 results come in, I'm always looking at where's the Green Lotus and what about the HRT and so on. And I don't know if many people noticed, but the last race, the Lotus both were within the lead lap at the end of the race. So I think that is a huge step forward, if I could do that.
Yeah, it is. The good thing of STC compared with Formula 1 as an example is that a new face could be fast and could win a race, which is fantastic.
Yep, sometimes some of the teams just get this new guy out of the blue and he blows everyone to smithereens. We've had that a couple of times. Still raining very, very hard here in virtual Hockenheim. And so, but players now, I suppose, have mostly changed to wets. And if I see that, no, it's not. It's Nathan Aljo following Robin Johanson. For a second here, I thought it was already Mikko who had closed the gap to Robin Johansson, leading the pack here at Hockenheim. But is that white Koenigsegg? Is that another white? No, it's not another white Koenigsegg. It's a Flying Dutchman player there behind Robin Johansson and behind the lapped Nathan Aljo. So Johansson still has a bit of a gap here in front of Mikko Korkiakoski. Doesn't have to be too afraid, but he is trying to not get a penalty here as he's struggling to keep control in T1. Must be really difficult now. I would approach that turn extremely carefully, but then again, that costs you a lot of speed.
Now, guys, I would like to remind you that when Mikko did lost his front splitter, he made a very aggressive defense on Robin. Possibly we will have the same now from Robin back to Mikko. What do you think, guys?
I didn't see it, so I can't really judge it, but I suppose, knowing Robin Johansson, he will do everything that he can to not let Mikko slip past. On the other hand, Mikko is one to really be able to slip past in the craziest places. So with Mikko on your back, I think you really don't know when the next move is going to come and where the next move is going to come. So yes, it would be hugely interesting. But what's the gap between the two at this point, David?
Yeah, the gap right now is just well, it's a big gap. I got a bit confused because I saw on the screen Robin and the Flatout behind.
Yeah, it's Nathan Aljo. It's Nathan Aljo. It's Flatout Club.
Sorry for my mistake. It's
never mind,
14 seconds.
Well, that's not a big gap for Mikko Korkiakoski. That is definitely not a big gap for Mikko when we still have 20 minutes to go. But, well, Robin Johansson, he is doing fine here. His lines are pretty clean. He has the same kind of trouble that everybody else has in T1, but the rest of the lines is really very nice. So it looks as if the Corvette, under these conditions, I mean, we had the two flying the Dutchman cars way up in front the last time around when it was wet. It looks as if under these conditions the Corvette is really nice. And who would have thought that? I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's true. It's a car that usually wants to lose the rear.
Yep.
And that's not very good for the rain, but
no,
it is true. That
it's funny, isn't it? It's an American car, and American cars don't like rain at all. I mean, they don't even race in the NASCAR. If there's just the first drop, everybody's off the track.
American cars don't like corners as well.
Oh yes, speaking of NASCAR, indeed, yes, they don't. No, they don't.
No, and not only because NASCAR, that at least there are corners in one direction, but
yep.
Well, with a lot with a lot of how it's called, the inclination.
Highways.
No, I mean.
Oh, banking. A lot of banking.
Yeah, that's.
Yep,
that's
yep.
it.
Makes it much easier to steer in. I remember endless hours of happily playing something like NASCAR. I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 or whatever edition. It was really, really great. The old Papyrus titles, fantastic stuff.
But they also have a lot of tradition of drag racing and straight lane racing. All the hot rods.
Yep.
And so they were never really much into corners. Apart from
yes, but let's face it. I mean, at Le Mans they're doing a pretty good job every year with the yellow cars. That's not the Corvettes. That's the. Hang on, what is it?
Saline, you mean?
No, it is Corvette, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Corvette.
It's Corvette. Yeah. It's the new. Looks a bit different. The new Corvette, bit lower.
Yeah, you can hear it. You can recognize it.
yes,
from
just
very
from
far.
The sound.
Yeah, it sounds totally different to the rest of the cars.
Yep. So we're talking about cars here, and we see Robin Johansson in the car we're talking about, the Corvette. And no matter whether this is an American brand or not, at least in the Simbin version, it does nicely in the rain here, and it also does very nice indeed in the infield. If you watch the lines that Robin takes on the infield, very, very clean indeed, the same way we had Hugo Heckenberg blowing everyone to pieces, to smithereens last time round. And so, yes, very much in control here, Robin Johansson. I don't see anyone really getting a chance here to attack him, with Mikko something like 13 to 12 seconds off at this point. And with only 15 minutes to go, it looks as if Gubblubben are in for a win here. And Korkiakoski, we're following him.
And anyway, I was walking close to the Blue Flag Racing box, and they gave me some info. Their telemetry says that the track is drying, and they told me that possibly the Koenigsegg could be faster than the Corvette in that conditions. So who knows? Who knows? But they couldn't tell you what happened to my teammate Krzysztof Babic. He was out of the race. I don't know if you saw that. Must have been in one of the first 2 corners or something. I never saw his name I saw him on the grid. We were side by side, pretty much on the back of the grid as usual, but then he was just gone pretty quickly. So a nightmare night for us, but a good night for Jesper Taulborg, who is with Flying Dutchman Racing, and he in 4, and a good night too for Gregory Degreef, who is following him very, very closely indeed. That is a big battle here for position, and I suppose that is Alexandre Caetano behind Degreef, isn't it?
Yes.
That is the big fight for position here. 4, 5, and 6. Very close racing indeed by Degreef, by Taulborg, and by Caetano. And track is obviously drying, but still Degreef is really looking for a good line here. All over the place. Yes, David?
Bad news from the Flying Dutchman. I had a message from Hugo Heckenberg telling me that Martijn Van Bommel blew his engine right now.
Oh, that hurts. And
yeah,
also,
bad luck, guys.
This fighting 3 here, we see that Caetano is off the track, entering the infield, and while David was talking in the background there, And
But, Eckhart,
yes,
if the live timing is correct, Alexandre Caetano is not fighting anymore with Gregory Degreef. It is Andreas Löffler in P6, Gregory Degreef in P5, and Alexandre Caetano is indeed in P7, but he is like 20 seconds behind, more or less.
Okay, so that the car that we saw was then a lapped ABRacing, lean and a lap down and not fighting for position here. Yeah, that's they don't have a different design for the two players, so it's really difficult to tell them apart.
Yeah.
Because I'm commenting from the RD screen that everybody else is watching, so that's all the information I have. I'm not in the game anymore because it threw me out, and I'm really it's very difficult indeed with that little information you get from the small screen. Anyway, here goes the Degreef, Mercedes Arena. Nice bit, very difficult here to put the power down and take enough speed with you as you approach the infield. And it's very nice, very good track to visit Hockenheim, because it's right next to the Autobahn. So really, if you're from abroad, if you're traveling through Germany and somewhere in the south, that's near Heidelberg, pretty much in the south actually, and so very, very easy to reach. You don't have to go cross country for hours and hours and hours. Just drop off the Autobahn, and then I think like 2 kilometers or so you're there. And so it's got in this arena here, in what I call the infield. It's probably got a different name. I was I sat there once, and you've got very good view of everything field, so very nice for viewing. And now what's funny here is that the Flying Dutchman development car is actually holding up the Flying Dutchman car, so that the Degreef actually comes closer as they approach the hairpin.
And well, you see, they
touched
there. Yeah.
Yep, they touched, and there was really no way that Flying Dutchman development guy could go. They were just flying up to him, Dutchman or not, and there was absolutely no place for him to go there. Very difficult situation, being lapped by two guys who were fighting so closely for position. And I suppose we're going to see an attack by Degreef in somewhere in that infield, in that technical part.
Yeah, but it is a part where it's really difficult to overtake as well. The only place is
definitely
probably in the last corner if the car in front of you makes a mistake and goes too long. Then in the start-finish line
put
with a
these
better
dreadful
exit.
Curbs.
Yeah.
Yep. Take some nice speed out onto the start and finish line. That's a good idea.
But it happened the opposite this time. So now the Degreef has to recover time with the FDR car.
Yep. That's very nice close racing here, and I mean, always remember these guys have been at it for something like 80 minutes now, so they really must be quite exhausted at this point, even if they don't have to actually physically hoist the 1,600 kilograms of the original cars around original tracks. Even in virtual racing, it's very, very demanding, and so they will be highly strung. They will be quite tired at this point, so let's see who's got the better nerves here in the last laps. It's Jesper Taulborg and it's Gregory Degreef. And Degreef really has a thing or two to say about the hairpin. He's very good indeed in the hairpin and gets very close to Taulborg, doesn't he?
Yes, and Eckhart, I never race a GT race, but I've made laps in tracks with GT. And I can tell you that from a psychological point of view, sim racing is way more demanding in terms of concentration. Because when you are in the car, it's much easier to concentrate than when you are in front of the monitor with the wheel. At least it happens to me that sometimes you start thinking in other things and you make mistakes.
Yep, it happened to me in the qualification lap tonight that there was a mosquito attacking my nose while I was attacking T1 on the timed lap. I just hated that mosquito, and I went off the track actually and lost them like 2 seconds. And I don't think that would happen in real life racing.
Yeah, in real life racing you have to choose between a mosquito bite or a broken rib.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, we had Martijn Van Bommel and David Clark getting out of the start in the last lap.
Yes, we had. Doesn't look good. And everyone is... Have they finished the race? Have we totally forgotten that these guys have finished the race?
No, but I
yeah, but we have Nathan also leaving the game. Nobody's on the...
Ben Tusting, Mikko Korkiakoski in the podium, I think.
Yeah, sorry guys, nobody of us is on the server tonight, so we really have no clue. We only get the visuals that you get, and it seems that while we were talking about the difference between real-life racing and sim racing, that the race has actually finished. Yes, Korkiakoski is now into the pits.
Okay, so we really got confused. This was one of the...
It's amazing because on my watch it should still be running for 5 minutes. I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yes, we totally miss it. Well, anyway, we have Robin Johanson in P1, Ben Tusting in P2, and Mikko Korkiakoski in P3.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so let's take them to the interview room, and you can interview. and we are sorry, but because technical issues with the safety car and with Eckhart, we couldn't follow the end of the race, but was not like a close battle, I think.
Nope, it wasn't. Okay. So we're waiting for the top 3 here to get to the broadcast room, and that will definitely give us a whole new standing after this night. We have the Flying Dutchman Racing, who were in position number 1 because they did a fantastic 1-2 last time round. They now end up, if I'm not mistaken, in 4 and 7. And we have Gubblubben winning the game, and we have Team Flatout in position number 2 and 3. Game Racer Flatout, I should say. And I can see that the guys are actually now entering the broadcast room, and with me is Robin Johanson, who has won the race tonight. Robin Johanson, big congratulations from me for a very hard piece of work in a very wet Hockenheim. Well done.
Thank you, but weren't you in the race?
Well,
what are you doing here?
I lost connection. It's the worst thing that can happen to a sim racer. I lost connection, and first I was thrown into a wall by something that wasn't me, by some sort of bump in the connection, and then I repaired that. I went back out a lap down, and then I totally lost connection. So it was a dreadful night, but it was a very good night for you, wasn't it, Robin?
Yeah, it was.
How did the race unfold for you? What was your tactics? When did you pit? How did everything work out?
Just bit after half of the race and just drive into the finish.
Okay, and first bit?
Yeah, too much fight with Mikko there for a while. Not very nice, but it's okay.
It's okay, all right. Mikko Korkiakoski is in 3, so we talk to Ben Tusting first. Ben Tusting, position number 2. Your best result in the STC for ages, isn't it?
I actually won one race last year and finished second at Spa, so...
Okay.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all, no. But position number 2, was there? Could you have been any higher up the grid? What kept you from winning?
Well, I was after the pit stops. I think I was 7 seconds behind because I overshot my pit brake and had to reverse back into it. So I lost quite a bit of time, and then I was catching Robin maybe 5 tenths on a lap, 5 tenths a lap, and then the rain came out, which pretty much knackered it.
Oh dear, and we were wondering about the Corvette and the rain. It seems to be quite magic in the rain, doesn't it? They were pretty good. Yeah, but you can't argue with a Corvette winning a rainy race last week and a Corvette winning a rainy race this time round.
Got so much torque.
All right. And then it's Mikko Korkiakoski. You started in front. That's one of the few things that I managed to notice when I was struggling with the damn track. And now you end up in 3, and you were really down in between, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, I know one thing. I'm not driving sick anymore. Well, what can I really say? I lost it completely. I practically couldn't even see the screen at some point, and then I don't know who it was. I just I looked at my XT for some info for a split second, and then I see this car braking in front of me on a straight, and I had nowhere to go.
Oh dear.
I don't know if anybody saw it, but I think Robin saw it. Well, basically, after that my race was, well, it was nice after that, but I really shouldn't have been racing. I felt so awful. Couldn't even almost stand up after the race. Well, anyway, Robin.
Off to bed.
Yeah, Robin, if you, I think you might be a bit upset about the situation we had, but I don't think I was too nasty. I tried to be just position my car so you couldn't pass me. But well, if you wanna report the incident, then do so. But I thought it was just hard racing.
Well, we'll all have a good long look at that on the replay and see what comes up in the incident report on Monday. Thank you, the 3 of you, and I'm ashamed to say we lost the end of the race because none of us was on the server. David had problems with the pace car, and I was thrown off the server, so we didn't really know when the race would actually finish. So I'm sorry, if you watch the replay, you'll find out we were talking about real-life GT cars and everything else, and all of a sudden everybody was going so slow. And then we realized, oh my goodness, the race is finished. So it was a bit of a strange broadcast tonight, but I hope that the action on the track was worth it. At least for the 3 top contenders, it definitely was. Robin Johanson, winner of the race, Ben Tusting, second, and Mikko Korkiakoski, third. Thank you very much for the interviews, guys. And who will be with us in Donington? Any of you 3?
Possibly.
Maybe.
It all depends on Mike.
The big mic in the back.
Yep.
And Mikko, you go to bed very, very quickly and get healthy again. No, he's already dozed off anyway. Yeah. So that was it. With me, a very unlucky Blue Flag Racing player out of the race, but back on the mic. And hope to see you all again at Donington next time. And David, hope we have a good safety car next time.
Yeah, hope to have a better evening next time.
Yeah, there was just something going wrong all the time tonight. But Jose, you managed to do everything as great as ever, I suppose. So you will be with us hopefully next week too, won't you?
Yeah, I hope.
Well, let's see. So this is it from me. Hope you enjoyed our STC night anyway, even if it was with some ups and downs and some downs and ups. And see you on the forum, everyone. And then back next week, Thursday, it's Donington. And I can tell you it's going to be another wet race. I can tell you that.
So fun.
Bye-bye.